Here we go.
Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this thirsty Thursday. This is video 1 of 2. Is it 1 of 2? Just when you think things can't get worse for someone, they go and get worse for someone. Mark Williams Thomas. So first of all, he comes out with all this information. Well, he don't. He comes out to say he's got all this information. That he's friends with a family, he's talking to the family, like that with the family. All of a sudden, family comes out, kind of basically says, look mate, if you got something to say it. Say it, or piss off. Now he's been called out again. Now he's been called out again by someone else. And we have a look. Let's have a look. So here we go. This is this guy in the corner. Jay Slater update. Do the right thing. Anyone, that's anyone, with new Jay Slater info must, I repeat, must tell all. That's ex-murder squad cop says after teen mum slams silent TV investigator. Former Scotland Yard detective says anyone withholding crucial facts is acting recklessly and reprehensibly. I'd say they're acting illegally. That's what I would say. Recklessly and reprehensibly, yes, but also if you're claiming that you have information that is, how can I say, is proof that what the belief is around the Jay Slater case is not actually accurate, then that is potentially perverting the course of justice by withholding evidence of an alternative situation. I don't understand how Mark Williams Thomas is really getting away with doing what he's doing. Let's not forget, we've spoken about this. Let me just bring my beautiful face back up on screen and we'll come back into this. But the point being is Mark Williams Thomas, very, very, in the early stages, as we've said, he was the person who would set some of the rumour mill going that would eventually explode into what we know today. That's undeniable. He then disappears, vanishes off the face of the planet, hides under a rock, and then he comes back out just as things kind of start to calm down. There isn't really anything else that can be discussed. There's not really any stories that even exist to hold people's attention anymore. Views are dropping, the interest is dropping, other things are starting to emerge and catch people's eyes and attention, and all of a sudden he comes back out from under his rock. Hello, I'm back. Oh, and just by the way, everything you think you know, you're wrong, but me, Billy Big Balls, I know something, but I'm not going to tell anyone yet. It's fucking wrong, mate. Because if he's lying, then if he is lying, then he should be pulled for potentially legal reasons, in that he is causing unjust pain and torment to a family who has lost their child through actually lying. That is lying. That is, we can all speculate. I know people have a thought and a feeling about channels like this, channels like Wax, channels like 1111 True Crime perhaps, and talking about the Jay Slater case and things, and they'll, again, they have their opinions, but we try not to push things as fact. We will talk about things as they come out, and yes, we'll discuss them, but Mark Williams Thomas is a different kind of animal, and the thing that he is trying to do is a different kind of problem, and it is a serious problem. So this is Peter Blexley, that's who this guy is, told The Sun that any details around Jay's disappearance could be vital for cops amid frustration from the teen's mum over a lack of clarity from investigators. So this is confirmed, he's now confirmed there is seemingly some kind of lack of clarity. So is Peter Bleksley, we'll read on, but this would, just reading this with the information that we have, would seem to suggest that Peter Bleksley feels that there is a lack of clarity from which investigators, the one from Spain, the ones from the UK, are there unanswered questions? Let's go. Let's see how far this goes. There's some pictures here. Debbie. Meatball head. Debbie Duncan, 55, has body slammed Mark Williams Thomas, who was one of the main detectives helping to look for Jay out in Tenerife. Williams Thomas claims he knows the real reason the teen left the Airbnb in Spain before embarking on a doomed last journey in June. But the former cop is yet to provide any evidence or explanation behind his theories. Well, are they theories? Because he's claiming that he knows. So it wouldn't then be a theory, would it? What he's basically alluding to is that he knows. He knows something. So he's not saying I think something, he's saying I know something. And that's a very different kettle of fish. He's not come out and said, you didn't see me for a while, everyone, but I think I've been thinking about the Jay Slater case, and I think I kind of know what's going on. He hasn't said that. He has flat out said, I know what happened, and when the time's right, I will release the information. Former cop is yet to provide any evidence or explanation for his theories. Heartbroken Debbie says the lack of solid proof from Williams Thomas has reignited the trolls online that are still attacking her and Jay. Debbie begged the ex-Madeleine McCann cop to either reveal everything he knows or just stay out of it for good to stop the vile abuse. Ex-Scotland Yard detective Peter Bleksley says Debbie's anger is completely justified, and I'm sure everybody else 100% agrees. He told The Sun, any person who has information that is relevant around Jay Slater's disappearance must do the right thing. That means one of two things. Number one, to impart that information to the authorities and the police in Tenerife. Interesting that they say Tenerife. And number two, to keep Jay's family aware of what they know and tell them all of that in full. Pete also spoke on Debbie's recent claims about Williams Thomas withholding information. The grief-stricken mum says old wounds have only been opened up through the TV sleuth's recent comments inciting hateful trolls. Debbie has constantly blasted perpetrators for the abuse they have given everyone involved in Jay's case since he first vanished. The search for the Lancashire team was hampered by amateur sleuths and conspiracy theorists. Well, one of the conspiracy theorists was Mark Williams Thomas. The conspiracy theories were born from the mouth of Mark Williams Thomas, who kept on spreading wild claims. Again, wild claims that were born from the statements of Mark Williams Thomas. For months, they have hounded the Slater family and friends while constantly making up lies about Jay and why he may have gone missing. It's not for people to sit on information to tease that they have information and not give it all clearly and precisely to the family. Peter Bleksley. Peter feels that anyone who isn't being open and honest with any details they may have has only caused the abuse to worsen. He says that withholding crucial facts is reckless and reprehensible. The retired undercover fugitive hunter added, it's not for people to sit on information to tease that they have information and not give it all clearly and precisely to the family. In my opinion, that could merely extend to torture, the pain and the hurt that they are obviously still going through. Debbie has already spoken on the mental pain the trolls have caused her this week. She said losing Jay was hard enough, but then having to read what some people are writing is torture. I'm not really good, and I would be lying if I said I was alright. The last few hours have been just awful. Got some pictures from the search. Jay's brother and dad. And then we have some of the maps and information from the search. Post-mortem conducted in the UK confirmed Jay died because of traumatic head injuries consistent with a fall from height, but many questions still remain unanswered for his family. There's been no explanation about why he left the Airbnb so suddenly on June 17th, or why he thought he could make the journey back to his apartment on foot rather than by bus. The search after Jay was reported missing by best pal Lucy Law made headlines worldwide, and sleuths trying to piece the teen's last movements. Police spent almost 2 weeks combing the vast area he may have walked through with drones, helicopters and sniffer dogs before turning to a private search. Jay's desperate dad, Warren, 58, and brother Zach, 24, also kept up the hunt, retracing Jay's steps almost every day in the blistering heat. His body was found 29 days later after he tragically fell to his death sometime after leaving the Airbnb. Dramatic images shown the moment a helicopter crewman was winched into the chasm with his arms aloft in the delicate recovery operation. In the exclusive interview with The Sun, Debbie said Jay was just a lovely boy with a massive personality. Everyone just loved Jay, being in his company, friends, family, work. He was loving and popular, always full of fun and smiling, and the main guy in the group. And there we have a picture of Jay there. And there is some dates there which you are welcome to. If I just move me for a second, just in case you haven't seen this and you want to pause the screen and go through that, you are welcome to do so. But there we go. So that is yet again someone else coming out and calling Mark Williams Thomas out, which he needs to be called out. This can't be right. If he's got information, then share the information. Don't fuck about. Just get it shared. What? This ain't a game, is it? Ain't a game. You've seen the damage that has been done through misinformation, disinformation, withholding information, and it seems that you want to add to that, and I don't know what you're getting out of it. What positive can come from withholding information that you claim to have, when you're even claiming that it's factual and not just speculation? You're saying like I've said, despite what anybody thinks, I've always said that my thought process around the JESS latest situation was that, and I use the phrase compos mentis much to people's angst sometimes, but that's what I struggle with, the compos mentis lad falling to his death. Now, I'm not disputing the fall, I'm disputing his mindset and the aggravating circumstances surrounding that fall. So I've always said potentially he was under the influence. If he wasn't under the influence, then he was scared. Something was an aggravating factor that made him make decisions and do things that would eventually lead to his fall. Now, Mark Williams Thomas seems to be falling in line with that version of events, but he's not willing to just spit it out. Just spit it out. Let me know down below what you think, and I'll catch you all later today.